There is that chill in the air, and it is Sunday. Ooh, are you ready for some football? Let's get into it, guys. I'm your host, Jake Mattis, and this is Fourth and Funny. Let's go. All right, guys, here we are diving into week number 6 of the NFL season. Woo! Season just keeps trucking right along, and we had a Thursday night game, and wow, Cam Scattaboo and Jackson Dart, those guys put on a show and took down the Philadelphia Eagles. Whew, man, we got a 9:30 a.m. kick this Sunday morning, which by the time this comes out will probably be in halftime. But we'll get to more of that in the pick segment. Let's start off this week with our first down call of the week. And I'm going with the Jets, New Orleans, Chicago, Dallas, and Jacksonville. One thing they all have in common, first-year head coaches. And man, where are they at? The Jets sit at 0-5. Taking on Denver across the pond in London today. Aaron Glenn, man, he is, they are not playing Jets brand of football according to him, and let's see if he can get that ship turned around. New Orleans is sitting at 1-4. Their one win coming last week, a big win over the Buffalo Bills. Maybe a trap game for the Bills. Allen looked a little off, but they're sitting at 1-4. Kellen Moore, I think he's got a quarterback problem. I think he's going to be a year 2 turnaround guy. Let's see what they have. They didn't have much of a roster to begin with, where the Jets, I feel Justin Fields had some time in the NFL under his belt. Is he a good quarterback? That's still yet to be determined. I don't think he's a quality starter in the NFL, but I think he is a functional quarterback in the NFL. Moving on to Chicago, where my Lions former offensive coordinator Ben Johnson took off to, and they're sitting at 2-2 on the season. 500. He's not happy. Clearly, he looks frustrated on the sidelines. Caleb shows moments of brilliance, but again, give him some more time on that. Dallas sitting at 2-2-1 as they tied the Packers, which was like a Christmas gift to me. I couldn't be more happy when two teams tie, and I hate both teams. So that was definitely a win. They've got a lot of injuries. They traded away Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers, and that obviously came out as a wash as they tied. But sitting at 2-2, I think I've heard MVP talk for Dak, and I don't think that that's legitimate, newsworthy talk. Maybe clickbait if you want to try to create some buzz for the boys. Dak is not an MVP candidate right now. CeeDee Lamb is out. George Pickens has his flashes. He's still that deep downfield threat with that big body. But yeah, but the surprise team of all the first-year head coaches so far has got to be Jacksonville. Duval. Wow, Liam Cohen has that team at 4-1. The last time the Jacksonville Jaguars started 4-1, their starting quarterback was only 7 years old. Let that sink in for a minute. 7 years old the last time they started 4-1. I don't know what they're doing. They beat the Chiefs last week. That was another huge win for them. Keep it rolling, Liam. Whatever you're doing, you're an offensive guy. I think that Travis Hunter is really starting to mature into a dual threat player. I've got to watch more tape on him to confirm that, but just from what I've seen, it seems like he steps up and he's made some big catches. Lawrence is looking a little bit better than, Surfer Barbie down there. We'll see. But those first-year head coaches, of all the coaches, I think the one that would possibly see an early exit out of this group, unfortunately, I hate to say it, is Aaron Glenn and the Jets. And that may be a total blow-up situation by ownership. GM, coach, start fresh, new quarterback, like completely blow it up. About the only thing you'll keep is Garrett Wilson. Of those teams, I think there's still potential. I think New Orleans needs to continue to build the team. I think that Ben Johnson needs that second year as much as Dan Campbell needed that second year to get that rolling into his system. Dallas is going to do Dallas things no matter what. We'll see how that plays out. And Jacksonville, that division could be yours. I think it's going to come down to them and the Colts now. So we'll see what happens. That's it for first down take. Let's move on to second down, guys. Second down. Trade options. We've been seeing some early trades in the NFL this year. Let's take a look at two quarterbacks that I think could still end up being trade pieces before the deadline here later at the end of the month. I believe it's after week 8 now. They've moved it. It used to be after week 5. Now it's after week 8, I think. I don't have that memorized. But anyways, two quarterbacks I think that could still get moved is Russell Wilson from the Giants and Kirk Cousins down in Atlanta. Now, I don't know if Atlanta may still want to hold on to him in case they want to protect PIIICKS from doing more dumb shit, like trying to tackle people and throwing himself around basically like a rag doll. They may want to sit him and like, hey, get your confidence back. Let's try it again after a couple of games. But if not, I think Kirk Cousins could be that bridge quarterback for another team. It just could end up that way. He trends to be a Joe Flacco type, which we'll talk more about Joe Flacco in the picks. But going back to Russ, is Russ cooked or can Russ still cook? I don't know. Those two quarterbacks were options, and the Bengals went out and door-dashed Joe Flacco from the Browns. Now, I don't understand why Joe Flacco wants to go from one death wish to another with those offensive lines. It took 2 weeks for the Bengals to get Joe Burrow murdered in the backfield, and the Lions sure didn't do Jake Browning any favors last week. So, two quarterbacks to kind of keep an eye on as the trade deadline approaches. Let's move on to third down. Let's go. All right, third down, guys. Here we are. Quarterback. What does San Francisco do at quarterback? Brock Purdy is still dealing with a toe issue. Mac Jones is still starting games and throwing the ball down the field with half of his offense dead. No Ricky Pearsall still, Ayuk, yeah. So Christian McCaffrey still nursing whatever he needs. Looked good last week, but Mac Jones is chucking the ball and looking good, and he's got the Niners at 4-1. After his last couple of starts. They're going in today to take on, they're taking on Tampa Bay. 2 4-1 teams that we'll discuss when we get into the picks. That's going to be one of the games to watch today, I think. I believe it's a 4:25 start, so grab that game in the second window for sure. But in that quarterback room, you've got an overpaid Brock Purdy. Oops, did I say that? And then you've got Mac Jones, who's coming in and doing the job. Is this, again, a Kyle Shanahan system, or are we looking at two quarterbacks who can operate the same system at the same skill level? And what do? You have two quarterbacks. There's a lot of people that say if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. I guess we'll have to wait and see what that shapes out to be. Because if the Niners are still rolling, say they take that game today in Tampa Bay and they move to 5-1, and we're coming in another week or two, Brock Purdy's healthy, you've got Mac Jones cooking along. This seems to be a San Francisco type thing. Montana, Young, what was it? You had Alex Smith and Kaepernick. So this seems to be a San Francisco theory. Our quarterback's destined. I mean, you even had Jimmy G lose his job to Brock Purdy due to injury. So this seems to be a trend. Keep an eye on that. Quarterback, quarterback, quarterback. It's like a crazy game of duck, duck, goose, guys. Let's go. And now on to fourth and final down of the day. Kansas City. What are they? Did they rebound? They lost to Jacksonville last week, but their offense did look a little bit better. Their defense is still pretty stout, can cause turnovers, but I just have a lot of concern for being that good, that supreme for that long. I don't think it can be maintained. The Patriots even had some down years. I think it was, 2008 to 2010? There was a 3-year stretch where Brady didn't even make the Super Bowl. So maybe we're entering into that slow slump of Mahomes where he has a few down years. They retool. They're starting to bring in some younger players. They've got Travis Kelce, probably last year, maybe one more. He's got a wedding to pay for, so I don't know. Maybe she can cover the cost. She might have the money. But yeah, what is Kansas City? Contender, pretender, never rule them out because of Mahomes. You've also got the ref theory. I mean, they did get a flag picked up. That seemed a little suspicious to me, just as an outsider fan. I'm not going to dive into that conspiracy theory and claim that the league is rigged or anything like that. Interesting takes on Kansas City. Xavier Worthy's back. He can stretch the field. That rookie receiver that they have, Thurston Thornton, whatever his name is, he can also stretch the field. And then, you got the running backs, Pacheco and Hunt and Mahomes. Mahomes, when he plays backyard ball, is dangerous. But he's getting to a point where backyard ball is starting to be a detriment because he doesn't have the protection as long. And I think that may be taking a toll on him. Andy Reid's still a great coach. Let's see what he can do with that team. Me personally, I don't ever rule him out. The football gods, for some reason, always shine on them. And I'm nervous about the game tonight, guys. But those are the 4 downs, guys. Let's get into the picks. The picks! Last week was my first losing week. I went 6-7. But despite that, I am still at 32-22 on the season, guys. 32-22. Still 10 games above 500. Tigers did that this year, and that didn't work out so well for them. So let's just keep trucking through the season and see how I end up. Here we go. We're going to do some picks and not nose picking like Trevor Lawrence was doing there on Monday Night Football. But here we go. We got Denver taking on the Jets over in London. I've got Denver taking this game. I just don't see the Jets getting it together. Justin Fields does not look good at quarterback. I don't even know what their offense is. It's completely discombobulated. He's running for his life. I think Denver is the more mature team here, even with a young second-year quarterback. Denver takes this one. Jacksonville, coming off a big win, taking down Kansas City, will take on Seattle. I like Jacksonville in this game. They will keep the momentum rolling. and win. After that, we've got the Chargers taking on the Dolphins. This may be the nail in the coffin game for Mike McDaniels. What's the meter? Drop a comment. Do you think this is going to be the one? Is this going to be the one, or is it going to be next week? I've got the Chargers taking out Miami and Mike McDaniels in this game. Staying in LA, we are staying with the LA theme. We've got the Rams taking on Baltimore. We've got another backup situation in Baltimore. As of the recording of this episode, the last check, doesn't look like Lamar practiced at the end of the week, so it looks like another backup situation in Baltimore. Give me Matt Stafford and the Rams to take this one today. Arizona and Indy. This one should be interesting. It looks like Kyler Murray is going to be out. Arizona has fallen flat on their face all season long. I picked them to win that division with some major question marks, and I don't even know what the NFL is anymore. Give me Indy. They're going to move to 5-1. Yeah, Arizona, get it together. You got another backup quarterback starting. There's been a lot of quarterback carousels with injuries and everything else, and just turnovers. So, doubling down, give me Indy on that one. Dallas is taking on Carolina. Carolina coming off a big win last week. I still like Dallas in this game. I don't think Carolina is mature enough. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. They've got quarterback issues. That is a team that is in desperate need of an identity, and I don't know that they have it. Probably the most interesting game of the week. I'm still, guys, you're going to hear me pick this game in real time because I don't know how to pick this game. Both of these teams came off of big wins last week, and New England taking on New Orleans. How do you pick this game? It's a pick 'em, right? I don't know. I like Mike Vrabel. Give me New England. How's that for a pick? Then we've got an AFC heavyweight matchup, or what used to be, or could be, I don't know. We've got Cleveland taking on Pittsburgh. We've got Dylan Gabriel, start number 2, taking on that Pittsburgh defense, and Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. If Dylan Gabriel starts winging this ball and turning it over and making a lot of mistakes, it would not surprise me to see Coach Stefanski go to Shedeur Sanders to start throwing the ball and seeing what he can manufacture. Because at this point, if Cleveland starts falling behind quickly, Stefanski is going to start playing for his job. I don't know how hot his seat is yet, but we're going to do a midway point and check the hot seats of all the coaches in the NFL that may be on a warm, hot, or already kicked out the door seat. So yeah, give me Pittsburgh in this game. I like that gritty Steelers defense. TJ Watt is going to be chasing Dylan Gabriel all over the place today. Then we've got the Tennessee Titans, who lucked into a win last week, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't care. Both these teams are trash. Hell, Tennessee, why not? I have no logic in that game, nor do I have a horse in the race. Now, like I said, moving into a battle of 4-1 teams, we got Baker back at home taking on the 4-1 San Francisco 49ers. Here we go. Let's see what we got. 2 4-1 teams. Line them up. I like both these teams at 4-1. They've both impressed me. I think that if I had to play them now as the Lions, I'd struggle to say, hey, yeah, we're gonna win this game. I would say it's an even good matchup. Baker is winging the ball. They're getting the field goals at the last second. I'm telling you, Baker, you need a final drive. Give me Baker. Baker, Stafford, Josh Allen. Those three guys would probably be, if I have one drive to win one game, that's probably going to be one of those three guys that I take. And Baker right now, weekly power rankings, he's sitting at the top. Then Josh Allen would probably be third after his performance in New Orleans last week. But San Francisco, again, like I said, we spent some time with Mac Jones early on at the beginning of this episode. I think that San Francisco can keep this rolling. I think this is going to be a battle, but give me Tampa Bay at home. I'm going to say that it's going to be a tight game, back and forth. Whoever has the ball last wins. And I think that given the way things play out, it's going to be Baker and the Bucks. Cincinnati taking on Green Bay. Joe Flacco taking on the Green Bay Packers twice in a matter of weeks. This guy is crazy. What is he doing? Has he got college funds to save up for? Holy shit, man. You went from behind the Browns line to behind the Bengals line. Why? Anyways, at least he's got some receivers, solid receivers to throw to. His running game still isn't going to be that much of a help, but that line is. Let's see if that line can get him some time to get the ball to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase down the field. I like Cincinnati in this game. I still am not sold on Green Bay. They did handle my Lions in week 1. They do have that tendency to show up and shine in spots, but I don't know that this is going to be one of those games. I think that Cincinnati, with the change at quarterback, a little more experience. He just played this team, so maybe that gives him a bit of an edge. Give me Cincinnati in this game. And then the Sunday night showdown in Arrowhead. My Lions taking on the Kansas City Chiefs and the Swifties of the NFL. And probably the officials as well. We'll see. I don't know. We're wearing all whites today, guys. I don't have a white jersey. I just have a black and the blue. But hey, Detroit Lions, I'd love to rock some more swag. Hit your boy up. The Detroit Lions traveled to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs at Arrowhead in Sunday Night Football. The Lions seem to have had the Chiefs' number the last few times. Again, this sputtering Chiefs offense, we'll see what they bring. Detroit's defense has really been stepping up, and if they can pressure and contain Mahomes and keep him from playing that backyard ball, our secondary's pretty tore up. Arnold's out, Reed's out. We're hurting, guys. We're hurting. But next man up mentality. Campbell's going to have the boys ready to play. I think if our defensive line can get to Mahomes and contain him, keep him from playing that deep backyard ball and get him to check it down, I think our linebacker core can stop him and make them work to go downfield. They'll still be able to score. They're still the Chiefs. I don't know what else to tell you with that. As far as the Lions offense goes, I think if we can just continue to ground and pound and get Chris Jones frustrated, to get him to a point to where he quits on his team again, I think we can do it. We've still got the speed. We've got two backs in the league that are going to just ground and pound, Sonic and Knuckles. Speed out the edge, speed up the middle. Montgomery, he's a battle ram. He hits and then still another 3-4 yards down the field. I'm going to take my Lions in this one. The way at the beginning of the season, I had the Lions at 11-6. We are still on pace for that. This game I had as a loss early in the season, but seeing how the games have played out and how these teams look, it swayed my mind. I am taking the Lions to beat the Chiefs. Sunday Night Football, baby. Let's go. And like that double shot of espresso in my coffee, we got a double shot on Monday Night Football. We got the Bills taking on Atlanta. I think this is a get-right game for Josh Allen. Last week, he really stumbled against the Saints, and it just was not a statistical game for him. It just was not. Their whole offense was pretty diluted. Just take a look at my parlays. I can attest to that. But give me the Bills in this game. And then we have a rematch of the Hail Mary game. Chicago taking on the Commanders. Chicago taking on the Commanders on Monday Night Football. Oh boy. I'll be asleep. But give me Washington in this game. We'll see if Jaden Daniels comes back. I believe reports are he is. I can't remember. I thought I saw a report that he was going to come back and play. But we'll see. Monday Night Football. Double dip. Bills, Atlanta, Chicago, Washington. Give me the Bills. Give me Washington. Those are the picks for this week, guys. Man, week 6, here it is. We got games in London. We got games on Monday. We got a full slate for Sunday. Those are the picks. Those are the 4 downs, guys. Join me next week on 4th and Funny. I'm Jake Mattis.